We're now on page 23 of your working file, the Ellipse tool. And of course we need to learn about the Ellipse tool to do the next part of our business project. Okay, so over here on the toolbar, almost halfway down, we've got the Ellipse tool, or of course you need to select it from the flyout. I'm going to click in the middle of my page, finger on Control first, and that of course will give me a perfect circle. If I put my finger on Shift, well then I'm anchoring to the center and resizing from the center out. Okay, the first thing that you'll notice is of course a whole lot of properties appear across the property bar for the ellipse that we've just drawn. Ellipse is actually a default setting. What you'll find is there are two other options. I can make this a pie, for example, or I can make it an arc. The difference between a pie and an arc, of course, is that with the pie we have the inside lines, but with an arc we actually don't. You'll also find over here on the other side we can produce the opposite. For example, right now, if you look right here, we have a starting point of 0 and an ending point of 270. So look over here on my little example. Starting from 0 going all the way around to 270, well that's the pie that we have right now. If I were to click this little button change direction, well we'll have the reverse. Now we've got something that starts at 270 and goes to 0. So starts at 270 and goes all the way around to 0. So 270 all the way around to 0. Now, very interestingly, let's go back to an ellipse, and I'm going to go back, and this time I'm going to select the actual shape tool. With the shape tool selected, you can actually create a pie or an arc by simply dragging on the node that's here. So if I click and I drag downward, release, as you can see I'm creating a pie. I'll undo that, Control Z. If I grab and I click and pull around this way, as you can see I can create a pie of all varying sizes, however it is, or angles if you like, that I want to create. Let me show you. If you now click on the node and pull on the outside, you create an arc. So inside, outside. Inside we have a pie, outside we have an arc. Inside, outside. It's pretty cool, really. You can also type values up here. So for example, say I type 90 and something like 220. So I'll type 90 at the top and then 220, 220, hit enter. And then what I want to do, and by the way, I'm going to hit my space bar. Remember, if you hit your space bar, we learnt this way early, and then you hit your space bar again, it always goes back to the pick tool and then back to the last tool selected. So pick tool and then last tool selected. Okay, so I'm back to my pick tool right now. I'm going to make that green in color. Now remember, we also have snap to objects turned on. We turned that on in our last lesson. So now when I create a duplicate by tapping plus on my keyboard, so plus, and I'll make that yellow. If I now grab my shape tool, and I don't need to go over there, tap my space bar, pull this round a little bit further, stay on the inside, and then go to the top and pull that round a bit, it'll snap in a minute. And there it is there. See the edge? Snap right there. So that's my original green one. This is my yellow one. Back to my space bar and tap that so that I can get my pick tool again. Another duplicate plus. I'll make this one say red. Tap it again for the shape tool. And then I'm going to drag that all the way around and wait till it snaps. Snap. And then round. And that'll snap right there. Snap. So we've kind of created a bit of a baseball effect, as you can see. Well, of course, if you're creating pie charts for your business, brochures or whatever, this is a great way to do it. And of course, I could select any one of those and actually type genuine values. And you can make it up and work the whole thing out from there. Well, that's fairly much all I really wanted to show you. And what we're going to do now is apply some of these skills to the next part of our business card design.